In the dazzling world of tech, names like Apple, Samsung, Qualcomm, and Nvidia grab the spotlight with their groundbreaking devices and jaw-dropping innovations. But behind the glitz, there's a shadowy titan quietly pulling the strings of nearly every smartphone on the planet. Meet ARM, a name you've probably never heard, yet it's the beating heart inside over 99% of the world's smartphones, powering more than 300 billion chips. Welcome to Boardroom Secrets, where we uncover the hidden forces shaping the tech universe. Let's dive into the epic tale of how ARM, a company that doesn't even make chips, built an invisible empire that rules the digital age. The unsung hero of tech. ARM doesn't roll chips off assembly lines. Instead, they craft the blueprints, the architectural designs that power the processors inside your iPhone, Android, and even your smartwatch. They license these designs to tech giants, who then customize and manufacture the chips. It's a brilliant strategy that lets ARM sit at the heart of the tech world without getting their hands dirty in the costly, risky business of chip production. Picture this: every time you snap a selfie, stream a video, or play a game on your phone, ARM's genius is working behind the scenes, making it all possible. Their dominance is staggering. Over 300 billion ARM-based chips have shipped worldwide, from smartphones to TVs, cars, and even drones. That's not just market share, it's a monopoly on the digital pulse of modern life. Yet most people have never heard of ARM. Why? Because they've mastered the art of staying in the shadows, letting giants like Apple and Samsung take the applause while ARM quietly cashes in on every device sold. This is no accident. It's a masterclass in strategy. Let's unravel how ARM turns simplicity into supremacy. From a humble barn to global domination, ARM's story doesn't start in a shiny Silicon Valley lab, but in a gritty old barn in Cambridge, England, back in the 1980s. Born from Acorn Computers, a scrappy startup founded in 1978 by Chris Curry and Herman Hauser, ARM was fueled by an audacious dream: to bring computing to the masses. Acorn's big break came when they won a contract to build the BBC Micro, a computer designed to revolutionize education across the UK. Powered by a modest 8-bit 6502 processor from MOS Technology, also used in the Apple II and Commodore 64, the BBC Micro became a cultural icon, selling over 1.5 million units and shaping a generation of coders. But Acorn's founders weren't content with past victories. They wanted to push boundaries, dreaming of a 32-bit future that could rival the likes of Motorola's 68000 or Intel's 286. When those chips proved too complex and costly, Herman Hauser made a bold call. Acorn would design its own processor from scratch. It was a David versus Goliath move, pitting a tiny UK startup against America's tech giants. Two young engineers, Sophie Wilson and Steve Ferber, took on the challenge. Sophie crafted the instruction set, the software language that controls the chip, while Steve designed the microarchitecture, the physical blueprint etched into silicon. Working with a skeleton crew and almost no budget, they embraced a radical philosophy: simplicity. Inspired by the Berkeley RISC Reduced Instruction Set Computer project, they stripped away complexity, focusing on lean, efficient designs. The result was the ARM1 chip, launched in April 1985 with just 25,000 transistors, a fraction of the hundreds of thousands in rival chips. Yet, it worked flawlessly on its first run, a rare feat in chip design. Even more astonishing, Steve Ferber discovered the ARM1 could run on mere leakage current from its signal pins, revealing its ultra-low power consumption, a happy accident that would define ARM's future. The power of simplicity, RISC versus CISC. ARM's secret sauce lies in its RISC architecture, a stark contrast to the complex instruction set computing CISC used by Intel's x86 chips. CISC, found in PCs and servers, packs complex instructions into single commands, making programming easier but chips bulkier, power-hungry, and heat-intensive. Think of a CISC chip as a Swiss Army knife, versatile but heavy. RISC, on the other hand, breaks tasks into simple, bite-sized instructions. It's like a chef's knife, lean, precise, and lightning fast for specific jobs. This simplicity made ARM chips smaller, cheaper, and incredibly power-efficient, perfect for battery-powered devices. When Apple needed a processor for its ambitious Newton PDA in the early 1990s, a handheld device aiming to recognize handwriting and run complex tasks on minimal power, they turned to ARM. This partnership birthed ARM Limited in 1990, a joint venture with Acorn and VLSI Technology. The Newton, powered by the ARM 6 and 10 chip, flopped commercially due to immature software and high costs, but it was a proving ground. Apple learned lessons that later fueled the iPhone and iPad, while ARM realized that banking on single products was too risky. Enter Robin Saxby, ARM's first CEO, who pivoted the company to a licensing model, selling chip designs to multiple partners. This was the spark that ignited ARM's global rise. A business model built for dominance. ARM's genius isn't just technical, it's economic. They don't manufacture chips, avoiding the billions needed for factories or fabs. Instead, they sell two things: licenses and royalties. Companies like Apple or Qualcomm pay an upfront fee, $1 million to $10 million, to use ARM's designs, like hiring an architect for a custom blueprint. Then, for every chip sold, ARM collects a royalty, typically 1 to 2% of the chip's value. It sounds small, but multiply that by billions of chips annually, and you've got a cash machine. In 2025, ARM's revenue hit over $4 billion, with $2.1 billion from royalty and $8 billion from licenses, boasting gross margins of 97 to 98%. That's profit efficiency most industries can only dream of. This model scales effortlessly. A single ARM design can power phones, TVs, cars, or IoT devices, with partners handling production and sales. For example, Qualcomm's Snapdragon chips, built on ARM designs, power millions of Android devices, while Apple's M-series chips revolutionized Macs with stellar performance and battery life. ARM's flexibility lets partners like Samsung or NVIDIA add custom GPUs or AI accelerators, slashing development time and costs. It's a win-win. Partners get cutting-edge tech, and ARM gets a cut of every victory. The Nokia moment. ARM's mobile breakthrough. ARM's big break in mobile came in 1998 with the Nokia 6110, a cultural icon known for its durability, long battery life, and the addictive snake game. Powered by an ARM-based chip from Texas Instruments, it proved ARM's low-power designs were tailor-made for mobile. By 2012, 95% of smartphone and tablet chips used ARM designs. Today, it's over 99%. Unlike Intel's power-hungry x86 chips, ARM's efficiency let phones stay slim, cool, and battery-friendly, cementing its dominance. The Nokia 6110 wasn't just a phone, it was ARM's ticket to ruling the mobile world. Beyond smartphones, ARM's expanding empire. ARM didn't stop at phones. Their low-power, scalable designs have infiltrated cloud computing, automotive, IoT, and more. Apple's M-series chips, built on ARM, redefined laptop performance, outpacing Intel in efficiency. In cloud computing, Amazon's Graviton chips, powered by ARM, slashed data center costs, while Microsoft's Azure and Google's Axion chips followed suit, chasing green computing to cut energy use. In cars, ARM powers everything from infotainment to autonomous driving systems. NVIDIA's Drive AGX platform, used by General Motors, relies on ARM to process real-time data for smart vehicles. Even IoT devices, smart bulbs, wearables, sensors, lean on ARM's energy efficiency to run for years on tiny batteries. ARM's ecosystem is its moat. With over 1,000 partners and 22 million developers worldwide, it's the largest computing platform ever. Developers build apps optimized for ARM, from games to AI tools, creating a virtuous cycle. More apps drive device sales, which fuel more chip production, generating more royalties. Programs like Sophie, for automotive software, and ARM Total Design unite partners to build cloud-to-device solutions, ensuring ARM stays ahead. For instance, Stability AI and Meta AI leverage ARM's CLAI library, with 8 billion third-party downloads, to run AI on devices efficiently. The RISC-V threat, a storm on the horizon. ARM's throne isn't unchallenged. Enter RISC-V, an open-source instruction set architecture that's shaking up the industry. Unlike ARM's proprietary model, RISC-V is free, letting anyone, from Google to startups, design custom chips without licensing fees. Its flexibility allows deep customization, potentially outpacing ARM in niche applications. But RISC-V's ecosystem is young, lacking ARM's robust tools, libraries, and 22 million developers. Fragmentation is another hurdle. Custom RISC-V variants risk incompatibility, complicating large-scale adoption. ARM's unified architecture and decades of refinement give it a massive edge, but RISC-V's rise is a wake-up call. ARM's push into PCs and servers, traditional x86 strongholds, also faces hurdles. Apple's M-series success is unique. They control both hardware and software. On Windows, ARM struggles with software compatibility. Millions of x86 apps from Adobe Creative Cloud to AutoCAD run poorly or require emulation, slowing performance. Gaming anti-cheat systems and device drivers often fail on ARM, frustrating users. These software gaps show that hardware alone isn't enough. Ecosystem maturity is king. The NVIDIA saga, a deal that shook the industry. In 2020, NVIDIA tried to buy ARM for $40 billion, aiming to supercharge its AI and automotive ambitions. The deal collapsed in 2022 under regulatory scrutiny and pushback from ARMs like Qualcomm and Samsung. Why? ARM's neutrality is its superpower. As a Switzerland of chip design, ARM serves all players equally. If NVIDIA owned ARM, rivals feared favoritism, risking the ecosystem's collapse. The failed deal underscored ARM's critical role and the delicate balance of its business model. ARM's future, AI and beyond. ARM's not resting on its laurels. They're doubling down on AI and distributed computing, where low power is crucial. Their compute subsystems CSS integrate pre-verified designs, cutting partner costs and time. A unified architecture from servers to IoT ensures software portability, a jab at RISC fragmentation. As AI moves from cloud to edge, think smart cameras or autonomous cars, ARM's efficiency positions it as the backbone of this new era. Analysts predict the IoT market could hit $1 trillion, with ARM poised to cash in. From a barn in Cambridge to a global tech titan, ARM's journey is a testament to strategic brilliance. Their RISC philosophy, lean business model, and vast ecosystem have made them indispensable. As the world races toward AI and connected everything, ARM's silent empire is only growing. They don't seek fame, they seek impact. And with every phone, car, or server they power, ARM proves that sometimes the quietest players wield the loudest influence.